Long's Billiards in Newport News is having a massive sale. 7, 8, even 9-foot tables are at an all-time low price, including Connolly, Brunswick, and Olhausen. 1,000 pool cues in stock are up to 30, 40, even 50% off. Over 100 pool tables also on sale. When gone, they're gone forever. Log on to longsbilliards.com. Call 599-3661 and visit them at 9906 Warwick Boulevard. Major clearance prices going on now at Long's Billiards.
When it comes to automobile service in Hampton Roads, Fink's Car Care is the place locals have counted on for decades. Family owned and operated, they specialize in oil changes, state inspection, radiator service, tires, alignments, and showcase Win Automotive products. Military and senior discounts are available. Like them on Facebook and visit them on South Military Highway in Chesapeake and Victory Boulevard in Portsmouth, Monday through Saturday. For more, log on to finkscarcare.com and call 545-3573. The place to go for U.S. rare coins is Newcastle Coins and Collectibles in Chesapeake. They specialize in U.S. and silver and gold coins and provide free verbal offers and are always buying U.S. rare coins. Newcastle Coins and Collectibles, 681 North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake, across from Chesapeake General, open Tuesday through Saturday and always online at newcastlecollectibles.com. Call 757-609-3633, 757-609-3633 for Newcastle Coins and Collectibles. From Chesapeake, Virginia, 1650 AM WHKT presents Sports Scene. Sports Scene features local, regional, and nationally acclaimed guests and excellent interviews. Follow Sports Scene on Twitter at Greg Bick and at GJBTV.com. Now here is Greg Bicouvaris.
And thank you very much, Ken Johnson, on this beautiful Wednesday, June 29th, as the month is vastly approaching an end right here as we head into the July 4th weekend. This is Sports Scene, an interview show every Wednesday from noon to 1. Also sports highlights on nnpstv.com. Tell your friends about 1650. Twitter at Greg Bick, at Sports Highlight, at GJBTV, and HROnlineMall.com. Thank you to our military and, of course, our guest lineup presented by HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Sponsors on GJBTV.com, marketplace sponsors, as well as the homepage. Guest lineup presented by Mi Casita Mexican Restaurant with 2 great locations in Virginia Beach. Delicious Mexican food. In fact, you can see the entire restaurant section on HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Great place to utilize for the 4th of July weekend. Phone line presented by GJBTV.com. Sponsors this month for June: Fink's Car Care, Spaghetti Eddies, Long's Billiards, Newcastle, and want to welcome Crawl Space, Poster World, and Me Hogar starting July 1st. Also, I want to thank the Newport News City Council for the nice honor last night for the resolution of Sports Highlights, an interview show we've done since February of 1992. Started off as Newport News Sports Highlights, but like anything that sustains, it all starts at home. Had great role models, good parents, and of course a good staff to work with. And of course, for more, log on to nnpstv.com as well as gjbtv.com. That city council meeting will be shown again tomorrow at 7 o'clock, as well as Friday as well in the morning. So very much appreciate the Newport News City Council. Also, condolences to Pat Summitt's family. She won so many championships at the University of Tennessee. Great ambassador not only to college basketball but to women's sports as well. And may her memory be eternal, as well as Buddy Ryan, longtime assistant with the Bills, the Jets, the Vikings, the Bears, the Oilers, head coach with the Eagles and the Cardinals. Really just his 46 defense really was the heart of the Bears. Of course, he was known for that, but he made a lot of stops along the way. And, of course, his legacy is his 2 sons. Of course, Rex, who was a longtime assistant with the Ravens, head coach of the Jets, now with the Bills as well. Sports Scene, great interviews, business segments, highlights, commentary, what teased me off, and a lot coming up right here live on the radio on 1650. TuneIn.com, type in WHKT to listen on your phone or your computer. GJBTV.com, hit the big YouTube link for archive shows. With Ken Johnson, Greg Bicouvaris, stay tuned. We'll be back after these messages.
The place to go for U.S. rare coins is Newcastle Coins and Collectibles in Chesapeake. They specialize in U.S. and silver and gold coins and provide free verbal offers and are always buying U.S. rare coins. Newcastle Coins and Collectibles, 681 North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake, across from Chesapeake General, open Tuesday through Saturday and always online at newcastlecollectibles.com. Call 757-609-3633, 757-609-3633 for Newcastle Coins and Collectibles. Catch the new wave as your Norfolk Tides take the field at beautiful Harbor Park. Bring your friends and family to root on the Orioles of tomorrow. Log on to NorfolkTides.com for information on season tickets, groups, and Tides merchandise. Follow the Tides on Twitter and Facebook for up-to-date promotions and player moves. Tides Baseball. See the green. Catch up on archived editions of Sports Scene by going to gjbtv.com and clicking the YouTube image on the homepage. Now back to Sports Scene on 1650 AM and TuneIn.com.
And welcome back to Sports Scene. I thought we paid due to the late Pat Summitt, what she meant to sports and broadcasting. I also remember in 1994 when Richmond hosted the Final Four for women's basketball. She was working, part-time for CBS back then, just helping out. And, of course, I had a chance to meet her. That was really an honor. And, of course, worked several of her games when she was at the NCAA tournament. And, of course, she always took on Old Dominion. With that, let's welcome regular on radio and TV with me since 1988 from dailypress.com. Let's welcome Sonny Dearth. How are you, my friend?
Oh, excellent. Thanks for having me on.
I got to tell you, it was bittersweet a little bit last night at the city council meeting. We got honored for sports highlights, but at the same time, Bill Shiver and his dad were both there singing End of an Era at Center Court. I want to talk about that.
Yeah, no question. Center Court's been the indoor tennis staple of Newport News since the early 70s, and I played there for the first time in the late 70s, and I've literally played there ever since. And now it's being sold to a personal storage company. So they're, definitely the end of an era there.
I think even, Mayor Price has played a lot of tennis himself. I played against him in tournaments that they tried to keep it a tennis facility, but in the end it just did not work out.
Well, no, it is very hard to do all the upkeep of a facility like that. It's got a lot of history, Guys who came here to play in the Hampton Coliseum Pro Tournament practiced in there, and there are all sorts of great college matches in there. The likes of James Blake played there. A new pro who's excellent, Francis Tiafoe. I saw him play in there. Tret Huey. The list goes on and on and on. And, I played a lot of matches in there myself. In fact, I'd say if I could turn around one match in my life, it would have been a match I played there in 1986 for James Madison. I lost 7-5 in the third set to Will Harvey of William & Mary in the Colonial Athletic Association tournament, and that was the day of the game when Bill Buckner let a ball go through his legs and the Mets beat the Red Sox in the World Series. So
sure.
A lot of history, but a lot of fun times. I've been with the Christopher Newport team practicing there for years and years and years now.
Well, let's bring up today, before we talk about the Wimbledon, the late Pat Summitt. I opened up the show doing a monologue about her. I think she touched a lot of people's lives in and out of sports. As you know, she was a blue-collar type worker, as a growing up as a kid, with her father and her family. And, of course, she carried that on to Tennessee, totally a blue-collar effort. Everybody was accountable, but everybody also graduated.
Oh, gosh, yes. What an incredibly successful program she ran on and off the court. Really helped popularize women's basketball.
Right. Well, let's talk about what you thought about her. And, we've had Michelle Vopel on Sports Highlights. She's gone on to ESPN as well. And she, of course, covered a lot of her games. And you work with Michelle.
Yes, we did. She used to be at the Daily Press in the mid-'90s. And she really taught me a lot about women's basketball. And I consider her, perhaps the best women's basketball writer in the country. And, she really admired Pat, as you see in her. She's now working for the Kansas City Star and for ESPN.com. and she certainly provided some good notes on Pat. And I'm glad I got to see her coach a few games, all of them at Old Dominion. And in fact, I remember I was at a 1 versus 16 game in the NCAA tournament in the Constance Center when her star Candace Parker dunked twice in the same game. And what's really unfortunate is the team they beat that day, the Army, the U.S. Military Academy at West Point, their coach, Maggie Dixon, died before the next season, I believe.
Right. And, of course, our brother coach Pitt for a long, long time.
Yep,
and
now at TCU, Jamie Dixon.
Very good. Talking to Sonny Dearth from the Daily Press. This is the sports scene right here on 1650. Also, tunein.com. Type in WHKT to listen on your phone or your computer. Talking a little local stuff today. But, another big thing, and basically simultaneously was Buddy Ryan. And he really made his name as an assistant, not just with the Bears, but with the Bills, the Jets, the Vikings, and the Oilers. Of course, people remember that punch against Gilbride. You remember that, Sonny. But
yes, indeed. A fist coming from out of nowhere on the TV screen. It was just unforgettable.
But he was also the head coach, for the Eagles and the Cardinals, but he made his name with that 46 defense.
Yeah, he's probably one of the few people who will be remembered better for his days as an assistant coach than as a head coach. He had exactly a 500 record as a head coach. And in fact, one of my friends from college used to work with him, with the Eagles, and he recognized him fondly, remembers him very well.
Definitely a people person. And going back to Summit, just like Buddy Ryan, both of them had that stern look, that stern demeanor. Both of them were very, very similar in their personalities. But one thing about Summit, like I said, you don't see that many Division I top, the BCS schools going on the road to play a smaller, lesser conference. She did that. She didn't mind doing that because it was good for the greater good of the game.
That's right. I mean, anytime the Lady Vols came into town, it was a huge deal. I certainly was part of that, getting to see them play here.
Right.
And she never ducked from competition because, her goal in the end was to try to win the NCAA championship. And you're not going to get to duck competition in that, so why duck it earlier?
Exactly. Talking to Sonny Dearth from the Daily Press, Greg Bicouvaris at 12:22. A few more minutes with Sonny right here. And Sonny, let's go ahead and talk baseball here. It seems like the Nationals are starting to find their way. They had a losing streak, but a good cure for them when they got that last win against Milwaukee. They've done very good against the Mets the last couple of days, but the Marlins are right there on their heels. But the Mets, you look at the pitching issues and the bone spurs, and of course in a 162-game season, and a lot of the guys have had Tommy John surgery, that can be an issue.
Yeah, I certainly think the Nationals will, at worst, contend for the division title. They, if the Mets don't get it together, the Nats could run away with it. I can't imagine the Marlins being there at the end just because I don't think they're that good other than Jose Fernandez. The Cubs are fantastic, even though they've had a rough last week. I think the Cardinals and the Pirates might have a shot. Perhaps at a wild card, and then definitely the Giants will be there. It's an even year, and they're around 20 games over 500. They're playing fantastic, but the Dodgers can't be overlooked, at least as a wild card possibility.
And how about those Cubs, Sonny? Madden's really got that team plugged in.
Yeah, he's got a lot of great talent, and certainly the great pitching of Jake Arrieta. And Chris Bryant, I mean, what a game he had the other night. 5 for 5 with 3 homers and 2 doubles. My goodness.
Talking to Sonny Dearth from the Daily Press, dailypress.com, and also Orioles are doing very well, and they're sustaining. I think that's the big thing for the Nationals and the Orioles both is, they've done well going to All-Star breaks before. How they do post-All-Star break in August and September, but both teams are, considering injuries, have done very, very well.
Yeah, I really like the Orioles' offense. There's really not much weakness in that. And, if they can keep pitching pretty well, watch out.
Talking to Sonny Dearth from the Daily Press, Greg Bicouvaris, glad you're with us live on 1650. Also, tunein.com. Type in WHKT to listen on your phone or your computer. And, of course, Sonny, you grew up in the Richmond area. How excited is Richmond again to host the Redskins training camp here in a few weeks?
Last year, the attendance waned somewhat, but that was coming off a last-place season. I think that's going to change this year. I mean, there's definitely an excitement around this team. I mean, how can it not be after winning that division totally by surprise? I thought. So, yeah, I'm expecting attendance to pick back up. The only thing they don't have this year that they did have is they're not going to have joint practices with another team this year.
Right.
But I think, Coach Gruden will try to ramp up the scrimmage intensity to make it fun for everybody.
Well, he wants to be more focused. They made the postseason. I don't think they need any distractions. And last year, that was part of Hard Knocks on HBO, which is not a bad thing. It's still a good showcase. But the less distractions you have, there's no RG3 drama, thank goodness. Ironically, Sonny, he's playing for the Browns, and they're going to be playing in Washington this year.
Yeah, it could be, and I'm curious to see if RG3 can win the starting job with Cleveland. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing he's got to do. I mean, hopefully if he can do that, he can get his confidence back, because there is a lot of talent there.
I want to get your thoughts, too, as we go around the table here with Sonny Dearth. Coastal Carolina in the College World Series. Would you have thought that a few months ago?
Oh, of course not. I am used to Coastal being pretty good in baseball, at least like in the top 40 in the country, maybe even the top 25. Mm-hmm. But to get to the finals, no way. Who in the heck could have seen that? And this has been the best 2 weeks ever for Coastal Carolina. They're in the they'll have a chance to win the national championship tonight. And one of their alums, Dustin Johnson, finally broke through to win his first major golf tournament. Fabulous time for Coastal.
That was great to see Johnson win it right there at Oakmont a few weeks ago. We talked to Skeeter Heath, and, of course, he played at Oakmont, way back in the early 80s when they had a lot of trees, and that's what he said on the air to me was the big notice is, of course, the greens are always fast, but any open is tough, but the lack of trees, and Johnson sustained. He got his first break there.
I'm not quite sure why they took down all those trees. It didn't make much sense to me. But certainly Dustin Johnson was the best player in that field. He deserved to win that one.
I want to get your thoughts, too, with the Wimbledon going on right now. It's taking a back seat to the unfortunate terrorism going on in Turkey, and let the memory of those people be eternal. And just, Sonny, you cover news as well for the Daily Press. Have you ever seen a more kind of dismal time going on right now with terrorism? That's going to be a big issue with the election coming up as well.
No, and it's frightening, and I'm worried that the Olympics are going to be like an armed camp. Mm-hmm. The security there is just going to be very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But, I guess it has to be. Better safe than sorry. I mean, this whole, my first memory of the Olympics was of a terrorist act in 1972.
Right.
At Munich.
All right, give us a minute and a half here, a recap of the Wimbledon so far. And Serena, it's amazing how she just keeps going and going and going. And how about the American men?
It's certainly been affected by rain. Right now, Roger Federer and the great British underdog, Marcus Willis, are out playing under the roof. Nothing too huge has happened so far. Certainly Serena is the favorite. And, Rafael Nadal didn't make it because of his wrist injury, but all the other big guys are in there.
Right.
So I think it'll be it should be some good competition coming up for the fortnight.
And of course, the local fans can go to the City Open in D.C. in a few weeks ago. I'll be there on that Thursday of the tournament, that first week, doing the public address announcing. Looking forward to that as well. And I know you're going to try to make it there in between the Richmond event. But Sonny, thank you so much for joining us, and all the best to you and your family. Stay cool, and thanks for all that you do for sports.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Greg. Okay.
And go ahead and plug your Twitter handle as well before we let you go.
Oh, it's at SDEARTH. S is in Stephen, D is in David, and just the planet Earth after that.
Very good, Sonny. Have a great day.
All right, thanks. You too.
All right, Ken Johnson. That was Sonny Dearth right there from the Daily Press, dailypress.com. This is Sports Scene live every Wednesday, noon to 1. Also, tunein.com. Type in WHKT to listen on your phone or your computer. GJBTV.com. Hit the YouTube link for archive shows. We'll be back after Ken's break.
And the Gilmerton Bridge on Military Highway in Chesapeake going for the world record for the longest bridge opening, apparently. It's been stuck in the open position since 11 o'clock yesterday. Traffic being detoured primarily to I-64 and the high-rise bridge, so that route very, very heavy. Expect that to continue on until that bridge reopens. Otherwise, things looking pretty good. 2:30 opening for the Berkeley Bridge. Scattered showers and thunderstorms today, tonight, and tomorrow. Highs mid-80s. Tonight's low 72. News is next. Stay tuned for more at Sports Scene. It's 12:30.
SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Airport surveillance video offering some glimpses of last night's deadly attack at the airport in Istanbul. Images appear to show one explosion, a ball of fire that sends passengers racing for safety. Another video appears to show an attacker brought down by a security officer's gunshot, blowing himself up. The attack left at least 41 people dead, hundreds wounded. The leaders of Canada, the U.S., and Mexico spelling out how their countries will work together to curb climate change. They're attending the North American Summit in the Canadian capital. A rescue package for Puerto Rico has survived a test vote in the Senate. The vote comes just 2 days before the island is expected to default on a $2 billion debt repayment. Stocks are higher on Wall Street. The Dow up about 241 points, and NASDAQ ahead 83. More details at srnnews.com.
Do you have a family member who's getting older and can no longer be safely left alone? With Visiting Angels America's Choice in Senior Home Care, your parents and older family members can continue living at home and not have to move into a nursing home. Experienced, compassionate caregivers provide assistance in hygiene, meal preparation, and light housework up to 24 hours per day at affordable rates. To restore your family's peace of mind, call Visiting Angels toll-free today at 877-374-LIVE or at visitingangels.com.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. Reputation.com can protect your good name. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. Call 800-651-4888. 800-651-4888.
When it comes to automobile service in Hampton Roads, Fink's Car Care is the place locals have counted on for decades. Family owned and operated, they specialize in oil changes, state inspection, radiator service, tires, alignments, and showcase Win Automotive products. Military and senior discounts are available. Like them on Facebook and visit them on South Military Highway in Chesapeake and Victory Boulevard in Portsmouth, Monday through Saturday. For more, log on to finkscarcare.com and call 545-3573.
People in Chesapeake and Hampton Roads have come to expect the finest Italian food at Spaghetti Eddie's. In addition to great lunch and dinner served daily, this fine establishment caters to and can host your party. Call 484-7301 for their Taylor Road location and call 410-5500 for their restaurant in Greenbrier. For more, log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com.
Long's Billiards in Newport News is having a massive sale. 7, 8, even 9-foot tables are at an all-time low price, including Connolly, Brunswick, and Olhausen. 1,000 pool cues in stock are up to 30, 40, even 50% off. Over 100 pool tables also on sale. When gone, they're gone forever. Log on to longsbilliards.com. Call 599-3661 and visit them at 9906 Wart Boulevard. Major clearance prices going on now at Long's Billiards.
Interact with Sports Scene on Twitter at Greg Bick. Email the show, bicogb@hotmail.com. Now back to Greg Bicouvaris in the Hampton Roads OnlineMall.com studios. It's now time for Greg's Highlights, presented by Hampton Roads OnlineMall.com.
And thank you very much, Ken Johnson. I want to thank Sonny Dearth right there for elaborating on a lot of different topics, and especially what we talked about with Pat Summitt. She just didn't matter. She came on the road. She wasn't afraid to go on the road. She played the smaller schools, and of course, she was always gracious and polite along the way. Sports Scene is every Wednesday, noon to 1, right here on News Talk 1650. An encore show will be played next week. All the encore shows, for the most part, are on gjbtv.com by hitting the YouTube link. Shop on the marketplace sponsors of gjbtv.com. Save the date each Wednesday for Sports Scene from noon to 1. Hampton Roads OnlineMall.com. Browse, shop, visit. Great place for locals and tourists alike. And, of course, special thanks to Sonny Dearth, our first guest for Sports Scene. We got What Teased Me Off a little bit later. And, of course, some business segments. We'll be talking about a local golf tournament coming up right after this break. This is Sports Scene right here on Wednesday, June 29th at 12:34 with Ken Johnson, Greg Bicouvaris. We'll take a short break. Be live right after this.
The place the locals and tourists go for U.S. rare coins and currency is Newcastle Coins and Collectibles in Chesapeake. They specialize in U.S. silver and gold coins, provide free verbal offers, and are always buying U.S. rare coins. Visit them at 681 North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake, across from Chesapeake General, Tuesday through Saturday, and online at newcastlecollectibles.com. Call 609-3633. That's 609-3633. Or Newcastle Castle Coins and Collectibles.
When it comes to automobile service in Hampton Roads, Fink's Car Care is the place locals have counted on for decades. Family owned and operated, they specialize in oil changes, state inspection, radiator service, tires, alignments, and showcase Win automotive products. Military and senior discounts are available. Like them on Facebook and visit them on South Military Highway in Chesapeake and Victory Boulevard in Portsmouth, Monday through Saturday. For more, log on to finkscarcare.com and call 545-3573.
Nor'easter season is here, so don't get all wet. Protect your house. Call Crawl Space Door Systems at 363-0005. Reduce your flood insurance, reduce the threat of mold and insects, and save energy. Crawl Space Doors, air vents, flood vents, vent covers, and fans can help you stay dry or get you dry quickly. Contact Crawl Space Doors for more information at 363-0005 or online at crawlspacedores.com. Stay dry, my friends.
Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
Well, what goes better than food and sports? Really, when you talk about it, it's going to be going on July 13th with the first annual Hope House Golf Classic presented by Chick-fil-A in Edinboro. Let's welcome the marketing director, Patty Brackett. How are you, Patty?
I'm great, Greg. How are you?
Very good. Happy Wednesday to you, first of all, and hope your day's going well. Well, thank you. What a nice event coming up that you and, of course, Sean Stewart and Derek Ward are putting together. And let's talk about the tournament format coming up July 13th in just a couple weeks.
Okay, well, this will be our first annual golf tournament, and we're going to have it at the Battlefield Golf Course on 1001 Centerville Turnpike, and that's in Chesapeake, Virginia, 23322. All of the proceeds are going to go to benefit Hope House, and if you want more information on Hope House, you can feel free to visit our website. It is fightforlife.org, and it's a wonderful organization reaching out to crisis pregnancy teens who have nowhere to go. So we're super excited. We just really need golfers. So if you play golf and you want to come out and support a great cause, it's going to be a great, fun day, and we have a lot of surprises in store for that.
Very good, of course, the schedule, 9 a.m. registration, Chick-fil-A breakfast, 10 o'clock shotgun start, dinner award ceremony, and prizes as well. And, of course, individual prizes for a longest drive, closest to the pin, putting contest. And, of course, really just going to be a fun event and, of course, a great cause. Talk about the Hope House for a second.
Well, what we've done is Hope House is basically dedicated to the mission and purpose of providing shelter for girls who find themselves in situations who, get pregnant and they have nowhere to go. There's not a whole lot of options out there for girls who find themselves in these situations. So we want to be a branch, and we want to reach out to those who need somewhere to go and need to help get on their feet with their babies. We're super excited about this project. So many doors have been opened up for us, and we just feel like that this golf tournament is going to help us raise a lot of money so that we can help get these girls on their way with their education and getting their babies what they need.
So people can come by Chick-fil-A in Edinboro and Chesapeake, and, of course, the event is July 13th. That's 2 weeks from today. Hard to believe. Almost it's coming up right around the corner, 2 weeks from today. Battlefield Golf Club, 1001 Centerville Turnpike in Chesapeake. First annual Hope House Golf Classic presented by Chick-fil-A. And, of course, all proceeds to benefit the Hope House. And how are the golfers coming along?
They're coming along good, and the prizes are coming along really good, too. So, like I say, if you play golf and you want something fun to do that day, come on out, and I promise we won't disappoint you.
Well, since we're on live radio here, go ahead and intrigue the golfers out there what types of possible prizes they'll get. Of course, they'll be getting some Chick-fil-A, of course.
They'll be getting some Chick-fil-A. They'll be getting some Texas Roadhouse. We've got some Aberdeen Barn. We're just working on some really great prizes, some from the Spirit of Norfolk. So those are just to name a few, but we're going to make it super special. So we just hope that we can get as many people to come out and play and help us support this cause as we can.
All right. Well, leave us with the summer menu, what's going on. And, of course, the sandwiches and salads are always special.
Yes, they're always delicious. But, Greg, we have to talk about Cow Appreciation Day.
Okay.
That is coming up on July the 12th from 6:30 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
So if you come out with an accessory on, you get a free entree that day. And if you come out dressed head to hoof, you get a completely free meal.
Wow.
So come on out that day, dress up in your best cow costume, and we'll take care of you when you come out.
I'll be impressed by that too, Patty, because it'll be hot then, and for somebody to dress up like a Halloween outfit, that'll be pretty impressive in July.
It's awesome. We have a lot of people come out. It's like one of our most exciting days at Chick-fil-A.
And of course, you got a great Chick-fil-A is very involved in college football bowls as well, and they do a lot for sports. And of course, this big golf tournament coming up, Fight for Life right there on July 13th. Patty Brackett from Chick-fil-A at Edinburgh, thank you, and all the best to Derek and the great staff over there.
Thank you so much, Greg. It was a pleasure talking with you today.
You too. Always a pleasure. All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Patty Brackett, and Chick-fil-A is always giving back to the community, Kenny.
Yes, they are. In Orlando during that shooting tragedy, normally Chick-fil-A's are closed on Sundays. That Sunday following that incident, they were open to help the families. They went out and made sure everybody got fed, something to eat, something to drink. So, they do give back, even breaking their own rules to do so.
Yes, and of course it's lunchtime, and the Premier Buffet in Hampton Roads is open. Tokyo Grill and Buffet, they have a great assortment of Chinese, Japanese, hibachi, sushi, and American food, as well as fruit and dessert too. Tokyo Grill and Buffet is ideal for every occasion, with lunch at $6.39, dinner at $9.39, and Sunday all day is $9.99. Located right there at 49 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. Give them a call at 788-8883. And, of course, they're open 7 days a week right there at Tokyo Grill and Buffet, Langley Square Shopping Center. And, of course, they have dessert, takeout, and, of course, great staff right there. You cannot go wrong with a good meal at Tokyo Grill and Buffet at 49 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. We'll take a short break, and we'll come back with more of Sports Scene after these messages. People in Chesapeake and Hampton Roads have come to expect the finest Italian food at Spaghetti Eddie's. In addition to great lunch and dinner served daily, this fine establishment caters to and can host your party. Call 484-7301 for their Taylor Road location and call 410-5500 for their restaurant in Greenbrier. For more, log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com.
The place to go for U.S. rare coins is Newcastle Coins and Collectibles in Chesapeake. They specialize in U.S. and silver and gold coins and provide free verbal offers and are always buying U.S. rare coins. Newcastle Coins and Collectibles, 681 North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake, across from Chesapeake General, open Tuesday through Saturday and always online at NewcastleCollectibles.com. Call 757-609-3633, 757-609-3633 for Newcastle Coins and Collectibles.
Nor'easter season is here, so don't get all wet.
Protect your house. Call Crawl Space Door Systems at 363-0005. Reduce your flood insurance, reduce the threat of mold and insects, and save energy. Crawl Space Doors, air vents, flood vents, vent covers, and fans can help you stay dry or get you dry quickly. Contact Crawl Space Doors for more information at 363-0005 or online at crawlspacedores.com. Stay dry, my friends.
Long's Billiards in Newport News is having a massive sale. 7, 8, even 9-foot tables are at an all-time low price, including Connolly, Brunswick, and Olhausen. 1,000 pool cues in stock are up to 30, 40, even 50% off. Over 100 pool tables also on sale. When gone, they're gone forever. Log on to longsbilliards.com. Call 599-3661 and visit them at 9906 Warwick Boulevard. Major clearance prices going on now at Long's Billiards.
When it comes to automobile service in Hampton Roads, Fink's Car Care is the place locals have counted on for decades. Family owned and operated, they specialize in oil changes, state inspection, radiator service, tires, alignments, and showcase Win Automotive products. Military and senior discounts are available. Like them on Facebook and visit them on South Military Highway in Chesapeake and Victory Boulevard in Portsmouth, Monday through Saturday. For more, log on to finkscarcare.com and call 545-3573. Catch the new wave as your Norfolk Tides take the field at beautiful Harbor Park. Bring your friends and family to root on the Orioles of tomorrow. Log on to NorfolkTides.com for information on season tickets, groups, and Tides merchandise. Follow the Tides on Twitter and Facebook for up-to-date promotions and player moves. Tides Baseball. See the green.
Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
All right, I want to thank Sonny Dearth so far and Patty Brackett talking sports right here on Sports Scene, introducing lunch at Outback every blooming day with your favorites like Aussie tacos made with chicken, fish, or steak, or try their new ribeye melt topped with bacon, cheddar, and garlic aioli, all in a toasted artisan bun, open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. They have over 70 lunch combinations starting at only $6.99. It's now Lunch at Last at Outback in Kempsville at 1255 Fordham Drive in Virginia Beach. Give them a call at 523-4832. Go by there and get dinner any day of the week. Lunch, of course, and they're all celebrating that big Australia there, of course, which means pretty much bigger portions, bigger everything at Outback. Go by and see Mike and the friendly staff right there in Kempsville at 1255 Fordham Drive. And, of course, watch sports on TV as well. And they're remodeling. It's going to be a great place this fall as well to watch football. But still, it's summertime. And, of course, our regular, at least every month during the spring and summer. And, of course, a couple times during the big holidays like Valentine's and Christmas. I want to welcome Brenda Tusing. How are you, Brenda?
I am great, Greg. How are you today?
Very good. How are things going on at the Royal Chocolate? And since we have tourists in town right now, let's talk about the Royal Chocolate and how it got started.
The Royal Chocolate actually has been around for 10 years. Is that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yes.
10 years, 2006. And you know what? When you mention tourists, we have so many people that come to us and they say, yeah, we visit once a year from Connecticut, New York, or wherever. And before we go home, we have to stop here and take chocolate back to the rest of the family. It's part of their vacation, part of their ritual. So when you have a business, small and local like we are, and after 10 years you're seeing people come back, even if it's only once a year, and they make a point to stop and purchase things from you and say hi, that is a great feeling. We love it.
Right, especially when they're coming from the ocean front and they're heading on 264. You're one of the few exits before you head to Norfolk, so it's getting very convenient.
We are. Very convenient. Lots of free parking, easy parking. But yes, and rainy days. We're very busy on rainy days.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people coming from the ocean front, so not beach weather. But, it's also, when it gets really hot, people like to come in every Monday through Friday from 2 to 4. We have happy hour, happy 2 hours, I guess. But we do buy one, get one free with our frozen drinks.
Wow.
So people have been enjoying that. You can come in and sit down and relax in a nice, cool environment and have chocolate fondue. You can just sit down and have a little bit of chocolate and just relax and get out of the heat. Sometimes that's all you need.
Right. Talk about those frozen drinks, because they're really popular, I'm sure, during the summer.
They're very popular. We call them frozen hot chocolates, a little bit of an oxymoron, I suppose. But we can do them with Oreos. We do some with strawberries and all kinds of fun flavors. Or you can just have a regular vanilla flavor or a dark chocolate. And they're frozen and they're yummy. They're a milkshake consistency, but they're just a very unique flavor. I heard somebody say, wow, this is a life-changing experience.
Wow. Probably a little bit more
about all that, but
a little bit more richer than the average chocolate milkshake. Does that sound right?
Yeah, just something very, that when I drink them, there's something that reminds me of when I was a kid, and I just cannot figure out what it is, but it's just a very unique and really unusually delicious flavor.
All right,
they're excellent, 2 for $1, Monday through Friday between 2 and 4.
All right, let's take a virtual radio tour of the Royal Chocolate. You walk in, and let's talk about what you see.
The first thing you see is the area of the chocolates that we make, and you will see people out front typically making chocolate because we have a case and a half of chocolate items that we make there in the store. So you'll see that happening. You'll see our gourmet apples, the large variety. We have 12 that we make all the time. We always have an apple of the month, and for June it has been the Granny Smith with caramel and a layer of peanut butter fudge.
Wow.
And then Belgian chocolate. Oh, my gosh, are they good.
Ken's like drooling over here.
We have to, you come in, you should take Ken an apple.
Right.
Poor guy.
And he's wearing red today, too, Brenda.
I'm so thin and pale, I'm just wasting away.
Yeah.
I've met you, I know.
Right.
But, yeah, everything is fresh and samples. People, you can tell if they've been in before because they will go right to the sample area because they're going to try something new. We have chocolate bars from around the world, and then we've got 3 more cases of chocolate. We've got a great line of sugar-free. We have beautiful truffles. And then they'll probably notice our gift baskets. Right now we're working on some really large orders for some corporate clients that are doing some thank yous to customers that are visiting the area. So we've got that really cranking some gift baskets. Boy, you'd think it was the holidays.
Brenda Tusing and her Royal Chocolate are all over Facebook. They're on Twitter. They're on Pinterest, theroyalchocolate.com. And people like to mix, the Rice Krispies, the peanut butter, and the marshmallows. And you have all that.
We have all of that.
Mm-hmm.
We have it all.
Yes.
You should come and see us. You really should watch on Facebook because Why Not Wednesday goes on at the Sandler Center. We always do a special for all day long for Why Not Wednesday, and we do a weekend special, and we run it Friday through Sunday, and it's something different every week. And we always have an in-store special. You should always ask, hey, what's your special today?
Right. Phone number is 557-6925, open 7 days a week. Give us the summer hours, and, of course, what's coming up for the July 4th theme?
Well, actually, I was working on that today. Funny you should ask.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something that the 4th one is free. Buy 3 apples and the 4th one is free.
Nice.
Buy a pound of chocolate, get a 4th pound free.
There you go.
Working on that, running that. But if you're on Facebook or you sign up with our email, you'll find out what it'll be for this weekend. We are closed on Monday, but typically we are open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., and we're always open 12 to 5 on Sunday.
That's theroyalchocolate.com.
164 Central Park Avenue in the Virginia Beach Town Center.
With great parking, like she said. Brenda, thank you. Hope you and your family have a wonderful 4th and enjoy the rest of your week.
You too. Ken, you have a fun day too.
Thank you, Brenda.
Talk to you soon. All right, bye. Ken, one thing people always love their dessert, and even if you're eating your hot dogs and hamburgers on July 4th, why not go with a little candy or candied apples? That's a nice little mix because you get a little fruit and sweets there.
And you're always thinking of gifts for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, anniversaries, Christmas. Why not 4th of July? How come we don't give presents on do it every other day? That would be a good present to give. Why not? Just give a present on the 4th of July. I think I've started something. I'm probably in trouble.
Yes, it's America's birthday, too. And, Ken, you and I never grew up listening to salty, sweet. It was just either salty or sweet. But, I'll eat them both at the same time. It doesn't matter. But some people either like the sweet type candy or the salty type candy.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with mixing the two. Sometimes you found out by accident. You're eating something sweet, and then you want to go drink something that's also sweet, and you think, I better do something salty. Hey, this is pretty good.
And with that said, let's get to What Tees Me Off.
What Tees You Off? Presented by GJBTV.com.
And, of course, all the locals and tourists, please go to HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. That's HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com to browse, shop, and visit marketplace, coupons, restaurants, services, and, of course, great retail locations. Just click the image, goes right to the website. Very simple as well. Of course, I want to thank again City Council for the honor for sports highlights. Yesterday, it'll be on TV again tomorrow at 7 o'clock and Friday morning as well on Channel 48 in Newport News. It's already online on the Newport News City channel. Kind of ironically, I do my program on the school system channel and was honored by the city yesterday. It was really good, all under the same umbrella. Kenny, what teased me off? People in your space at checkout lines. I mean, they're right in your grill. I mean, just like in the car when you're driving on the interstate, have a little space on checkout lines, too.
Well, you're standing there trying to put your items up on the counter, and somebody's banging into your back legs with the basket behind you. Sometimes you have to be careful. They might be trying to see your credit card account or what have you and get some information about your bank account. So if somebody's crowding you in, give them a dirty look, and then make sure you don't let them see what you're doing.
And, of course, not to mention, too, when you go to these self-checkout lines, the bags never seem to be open, Kenny. They're all like stuck like glue together.
Yeah, whatever happened to paper bags?
Yes.
They seem to work so much better.
I still get them. I just recycle them. Go recycle them again. They're a lot more bulkier, a lot more spacier, and a lot more roomier, too. Ken, the whole talcum powder scare, I mean, enough. We know there's a scare to any type of powder. Just use it in moderation. Try to avoid certain areas.
Yeah, well, the big attorney firms have to have somebody to sue to make money. That's how they make their money. It's how they afford those big offices.
And, of course, this is a Sports Scene right here presented by HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. This is what teased me off. Speaking of which, then you hear the narrator or the announcer on TV saying, try this pill for this ailment, ABC. And then the next 45 seconds, Kenny, he's telling you or she's telling you all the side effects. Sounds like Debbie Downer.
Most of those ads are about 60 seconds long, but about 55 seconds of it is taken up with may cause blindness, may cause you to die, may cause a truck to fall on you. I'm just like, good grief, why would you take this stuff? The benefits are real small here, and the side effects are over here.
Right, especially those commercials that say, if you've taken this or had a certain medical issue, or if you're dead, like I'm sure they're listening right now too. Kenny, grocery stores, we talk about them, that abbreviate on receipts. Didn't you tell me your wife looks at every single thing on the receipt very carefully? And you notice with her how much it's abbreviated. You can't even tell what you bought sometimes.
It can be very tricky. She complains sometimes. I don't remember buying, what the heck is this? And I'll look at it and go, oh, that's corn.
Yeah, exactly.
CRN. Corn? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, the summertime. It's pretty bad. I'm not going to mention which hotels. In Virginia Beach on the ocean front that are more expensive than hotels in Las Vegas right now. So what's got more entertainment besides the ocean front? Las Vegas or Virginia Beach, Kenny? That hotels on the ocean front are more expensive right now because they got to make their money. We know that. But Vegas has got to make their money too. We're talking two cities, right? Resort areas in both areas. That Virginia Beach is so much more expensive than Las Vegas.
That's amazing. I didn't know that, but that didn't surprise me.
Totally more expensive. All right. Taxes added to hotels and resort areas. As you check out of your hotel, you realize, wow, it's a certain fee for this, that. How many add-on taxes can you do, Kenny?
As many as you're not willing to look into and possibly not want to pay. Most people don't pay any attention to it, like their phone bills. Look at your phone bill in detail. Look at all the charges you're being charged. What are those things? Most of them, people don't know what they are.
They say clean your cache in your computer. I mean, how about on your end, too? Constant postponements, Kenny. Those are never good.
If you're an astronaut, you're familiar with them.
Right.
Hold T-minus 9 minutes.
I know this whole reality TV show. They say the best reality TV is sports TV because, of course, that's live. And, of course, but the Food Network judges, oh, my God, you would think they were Supreme Court judges judging these poor adults or kids on how to make a barbecue sandwich. And it's like, well, I don't like the way you smile, or especially, certain ones. They're novices trying to cook on live or tape TV. That's not easy. And they only have a certain amount of time before it's over.
Yeah, some of that I think just put on for dramatic. They say make it look gravitas, make it look important. It's just a food show. Come on, make it look important.
Right. Well, happy 4th of July for everybody next week. Be safe and